Yes, had to do the little natural hair real quick. It'll be different by tomorrow. Welcome, Discussions with DT Parker. How was the holiday weekend? I know, not long enough, Chad. I know. What up, Super Bad? It went by so quick. I'm here in Georgia, so it pretty much rained. Hey, Super Bad, how was the holiday weekend? It pretty much rained the entire weekend on and off, so there was that. Hey, Tyler, baby, and the fact that nobody cooks on Memorial Day no more. Memorial Day is not the same no more. What up, Pat? I was talking about that on the radio yesterday, like, nobody cooks no more. Nobody invites you to come over. Nobody barbecues. So, but that's not why you're here, and that's not what we're talking about today. I just wanted to make sure you guys had a good holiday weekend and just express a little of my frustration on why folks don't cook or invite you to the barbecue. What up, Pat? I'm well. Super Pat said it was good. Yeah, I saw the Jazz in Piedmont was rained out. Yeah, big shout out to everybody that pulled up, Muddy and all. T.I.'s son, Buddy Red. I think that's not his technical son, but I believe he raised him. He did it. And I think the Roots were there yesterday, they said. I didn't hear about the Roots, but yeah, big shout out to y'all that dug that out at Piedmont Park, baby, because wasn't no way. I'm sorry. That's where the girly girl kicks in for me. Before we get into it, though, big shout out to the New York Knickerbockers. Yeah! Let's go, Knicks! Yeah! First final since 1999. It's been 27. And if you are a true Knicks fan, then you know about all the heartbreak, baby. It has been 27 long years. So, to see my Knicks where they belong, let's go Knicks. Yeah, it was a bunch of mud. What up, One Earl? Let's get into it though. Again, welcome. I don't know what was going on with the Cavs. Say they gave up. The Knicks seem to me like they're just the better team. I don't know. But they are going to have their hands full with whoever comes out of the West. Whether it be, what's that dude? 7'4", Mutombo, whatever his name is. Him. Or the other boy, what up OKC? What up OC? Boy from OKC, who just won the MVP. I never say his name right, and I don't even try. Anyway, all right, welcome to Discussions with DT Parker. All right, like I said, I hope you enjoyed your holiday weekend. We are back at it. And the question today is, this guy wants to know, hey mama, this guy wants to know how much he should be charging his girlfriend for rent. Mind you, he makes $200K. She makes $40K. So, he wants to know, with him making, hold on, I'm trying to pull up the story. With him making $200K, what should be the price tag? What should he charge her for rent? What are y'all thoughts on this? What should he charge her? Given this economy, I would say he shouldn't really be charging her anything. But baby, the way that this economy is set up, child, they're saying that people that, reports are saying that people that make over six figures now are living paycheck to paycheck. Who would have ever thought or imagined people that are making over six figures living paycheck to paycheck. So, but yeah, the guy says, I make $200K. She makes $40K. How should we split our and the rent is $3K. There's the gag. How should we split our $3K rent? That's a whole lot of money to be, what the hell do y'all live at? But everything is high nowadays, child. I just paid $16. Well, not just paid. A couple weeks back, I paid $16 for some damn turkey wings. $16. I said, when did turkey wings become $16? For 3.5 of them. So, Super Pat said $700 a month. Mama said she should pay utilities only. Okay. Super Pat said put the money in a escrow for her. So just act like he's paying it and just really be stacking it. I mean, again, like I said, had this been probably, I wouldn't even say months ago, years ago, I would be like, man, if you don't go ahead and pay that damn, but that's when 200K was worth something. When I sit here and I read reports that even people that are making six figures are living paycheck to paycheck, I'm like, well, in this day and age, you might have to contribute a little bit. Maybe not a lot, but you got to contribute to something. Mama said that the going rate in New York, no, he makes 200K. That's not even for the apartment. He makes 200K. She makes 40K. Or you saying 3K is the going rate for a apartment in New York? That is ridiculous. Ridiculous. But I don't feel like that's just a New York thing anymore, Mama. I just feel like I've heard of some pricey, but here in Georgia, you paying 3K in rent. If you paying 3K in rent, you could go buy a house in Georgia. I'm just saying. There's no reason for you to be paying 3K in rent. But I have my gripes. I have my good days and I have my bad days with being a homeowner. Especially when it starts to breaking down and I'm the one that got to fix it. Some days I be like, damn, maybe renting ain't so bad. Because at least when it breaks, I ain't the one that got to fix it. It's a simple dial the landlord and they come fix it. It's that problem. Mama said, my question, why is she living with that ninja? Because they say, Mama, that the woman is supposed to move in with the man, but what would you rather them do? Get an apartment together? Like, go apartment and get it in both of their names? Super Pat said, hey, Clark did this part. Super Pat said, if she don't pay anything, she gonna be acting like she don't have any responsibilities. How do we know that to be a fact, Super Pat? I don't know if I agree with that. New folks, welcome. Discussions with Didi Parker. Guy wants to know, he makes 200K. His girlfriend makes 400. Not 400. She makes 40K. Excuse me. 40K. How should they split the rent? The rent is 3K. That's what we're debating today. How should they split the rent? Or should they split the rent at all? Like I said, had this been some years back, I would be like, man, if you don't go and pay that rent. What up, DJ Kidtree? Welcome to Discussions with Didi Parker. We are chatting about a guy who makes 200K, asking how much his girlfriend should pay in rent. Their rent is 3K. She makes 40K. How much do you think she should contribute to the household? Tizzo, welcome. We got new folks popping on. I appreciate y'all. I hope you enjoyed your holiday weekend. And go damn Knickerbockers. That's all I got to say. Those two things right there. 27 long years. 27 long years. But anyway, new folks, welcome. Discussions with Didi Parker. We are chatting it up about a guy who makes 200K. His girlfriend makes 40K. He wants to know how they should split the rent. The rent is 3K. How should that rent be split? If he loses his job, they're going to be looking crazy. I don't think they should be staying in a 3K damn apartment or whatever this is. 3K for some rent is ridiculous when you can. But then again, I already told you my gripes, because some days I be like, man, home ownership is the way to go. And then some days I be like, man, I wouldn't mind renting. Somebody else come fix this. It's broke. Come fix it. Mama said, how he paid it before she moved in? Good question, Mama. I don't know the answer to that one. Good question. Somebody said down the effing middle. He makes 200K and you want her to split that 50-50? I don't know about the 50-50 thing. Somebody said nothing. Get your own place. That's not your wife. If that's your wife, pay 100%. Super Pat said sex don't pay no rent. Oh, well, I get that, Super Pat. But again, that was a good question. How was he paying the rent before she moved in? If you was paying it all before, what needs to change now? I'm just saying. But I get it. With this day, this economy, I mean, who couldn't really afford, you know what I'm saying, to be living out here, you know, without having, I mean, folks are doing it. Barely. But folks are doing it. But, it's hard out here. It is very hard. You know what I'm saying? Gas is still, I mean, even though in Georgia, there's like the governor, he did it so gas stays at a certain level. But I know in other states, gas is $4, $5, $6, $7, $8 a gallon right now. Ridiculous. I told you about how I went to the damn grocery store and was going to get some turkey wings, and them damn turkey wings was $16. When they start charging $16 for turkey wings, I want to know what's going on here. Why are turkey wings $16? Super Pat said, what did she bring into the... Oh, here we go. Here we go. Why do y'all always lead with that? I hate when y'all lead with... Because y'all know... This was never a question back in the day. What are you bringing? Again, if you don't like the assignment, take that up with God. He assigned y'all as man, the protector. I'm just saying. Mama said, Super Pat said, neither does eggplant, LOL. Super Pat said, LOL. DJ Kitchery said, turkey wings been high since last year. I wasn't paying DJ Kitchery no damn $16 for 3.5 turkey wings. 3.5. They gave me half of a turkey wing. It was a bag, and it came with 3 whole ones, and then a half for $16. And by the time I realized she had already rang the damn turkey wings up, I said, y'all ain't got nothing cheaper back now. She said, no, this is about to go in price. And I should have known, because one of my favorite soul food restaurants, I wanted to get turkey wings, right? They wanted $22 for 2 turkey wings smothered in gravy, rice, and a side. I said, I could go to the store and get that. I'm not paying $22 for that. So, yeah, I had no idea. DJ Kid Tree said, I got 4 for $18 Food Depot for Thanksgiving. And that's where at mine's, because they only give, like I said, giving you 3.5 now, DJ Kid Tree. That's where I got mine's, Food Depot, for $16. Not $18 for Thanksgiving. That is ridiculous. Yeah, so, I mean, I get it. Back to what we were talking about on Discussions with Didi Parker. New folks, welcome to the chat. Talking about a guy asking for advice on how he should split his rent with his girlfriend. He makes $200K. He makes 6 figures. She makes $40K. Their rent is $3K. How should they split it? Like I said, somebody said down the middle. Another person said, this is not a question from a man that actually makes $200K. But you have to remember that in 2026, $200K don't mean, not in this day and age. Not in this day and age. Because I just recently saw the report where it says people that make 6 figures are living paycheck to paycheck. Please, and I know their lifestyle, you know, the bigger your lifestyle, the more money that comes out of your bank account. So I know they have a certain lifestyle that they have to maintain, but baby, living paycheck to paycheck and you making 6 figures, that ain't good. That is not good. What does that mean for us folks? Because baby, I don't make nowhere near 6 figures. Nowhere near it. What does that mean for the rest of us? Super Pat said, so if I'm paying the rent, are we going Dutch when we go out to eat, concerts? I could see her, if you're paying the $3K rent, maybe she treats when y'all go out. on dates and stuff or on vacations if she's not paying the rent. I'm kind of on the with mama, like, you pay, because sometimes them utilities, depending, they could stack up too, shoot, because my utilities are high. I don't know about yours, because in my house, I have both gas and electric. So my utilities I won't say they be through the roof, but Georgia Power, baby, summertime is approaching. Georgia Power, no, they about to rack up. So it just depends with the utilities, because sometimes, especially like I said, I pay hey, only one Dutch. I pay gas, I pay electric. They would have, I pay, what else do I pay? Cable, well, not really cable because I do streaming, but internet. So, I mean, back when I did have cable's expensive now too. Anyway, everything's expensive. New folks, welcome to Discussions with Didi Parker. We are chatting about a guy needing some advice on how much he should charge his girlfriend for rent. He makes $200K. She makes $40K. The rent is $3K. How should they split this rent? Should they be splitting it at all? Somebody else said this shouldn't even be up for discussion because he makes $200K. But you gotta remember, we're in 2026. This is a new day, age, and time. Like, things have dramatically changed. Things have dramatically shifted. You know, the price of living has gone up tremendously. So, Mama said utilities, food, and any extras on her. So you are in agreement with Superpad that she should pay for dates. Like if they go out to eat, go to concerts and things like that. Superpad said, can't get wife. Hey, DJ Soulstar. Superpad said, can't get wife privileges and you ain't married. But you can't get husband privileges either, Superpad. You want me to pay rent in a place that don't even necessarily have my name on it. You want me to help you out. I'm just saying. But you talk about can't get husband privileges either. What up, DJ Soulstar? New folks, I'm sorry I keep repeating myself. Did I give a shout out? I didn't. What up, Twitch? Because we are definitely active on Twitch, YouTube, of course. I always do this when I first get on, but I was so excited about the Knicks going to the finals. Let's go Knicks, that I forgot. And YouTube for always running this back. Appreciate you. If you haven't already done so, please make sure you like, subscribe, and follow to the YouTube channel. Thank you and appreciate you very much. But new folks, welcome to Discussions with Didi Parker. Chatting about a guy who makes $200K. His girlfriend makes $40K. He wants to know how much they should split the rent. The rent is $3K. Or should they split the rent at all? Should he just pay the rent and she paid the utilities? Mama said dates, no. So what should she didn't pay for, Mama? You wanted to pay for, you said extra utilities, food. Okay, utilities, food. You mean like groceries and stuff and extras. Should she pay for the trips? Should she pay for the trips? I'm asking. Should she also, if he's going to pay the $3K, should she be paying for the trips as well? Scratching my head. Just asking. Even though $200K in 2026, it's not a lot of money. So, like I keep saying, I just read a report that said that people that make six figures are now living paycheck to paycheck. But I don't know how true that is. But that's what they say. Superpad said, but seriously, I need her to up her money game, get a new degree, certification, and I'll pay all the bills till she finishes. Superpad, did you, again, I do a lot of, because, I have to research topics and stuff for this show and then stuff for the radio. You do know that this graduating class is not looking good for them when it comes to employment. So there aren't enough jobs out there for these people. So I hear you. And these are kids that graduated from college. So I hear you. Just because you get a degree don't mean your pay is going to up. You first got to find a job. But a certification, I always encourage. If I could probably do it all over again, I might have went to a trade school. Maybe gotten a welding degree. I mean, it ain't too late. Because, yeah, college, and no disrespect to the folks that attend college and go to college, you know, kudos to you. I did it. Went to school for marketing. But I just feel like college is more for if, you know, you're going to be a lawyer or a doctor or maybe an accountant. But some of the majors, I went to school for marketing. Marketing. I'm just saying. I'm not even in my field, even though I am in my field, but marketing. I could have used that money towards something else. I'm just saying anyway. I don't regret it because I had a great time at college. Big shout out to CAU. Okay. Had good times at college, but I'm just saying I could have kept that money. Mama said she can live comfortably. She can live comfortably on 2K. That's his 200K. What you mean she? People can live. Oh, you okay? I got you. People can live comfortably on 200K. I don't know about in 2026, Mama, when they say people making six figures is living paycheck to paycheck. But when they do bring their incomes together, I mean, that's 240K. I'm just saying when they bring the incomes, when they collectively bring the incomes together, that's 240K altogether. But yeah, they're saying people that live paycheck, people that make six figures are living paycheck to paycheck. So, somebody said if it was me, you got the whole 3K, boo, because I'm moving out. These women, I'm just reading some of the comments from another blog. They're like, nope, not trying to pay. So somebody else said, I know this post is rage bait, but I'm going to say something else. Not all men, but I think we as women are crippled men by helping us so much that now it's not building together exception. They don't see it as us, but as what can you do for me? I'm going to always contribute in some way because I believe it's easier for two people. That's my nature. Even though other men and women would be angry with me for doing too much, I'm not sure I'm explaining it well. That's what she said. She said, I'm always going to contribute regardless. Super Pat said, not if you drive in a luxury car taking European trips. So you're saying 200K is not enough, Super Pat, to live comfortably. But then, again, I would have to question if you're making 200K and you're living paycheck to paycheck, I would have to question the type of lifestyle that you live. Like, right, what Mama just said, people live above their means. I would have to question what type of lifestyle that you're living. You know, luxury cars, European trips, and you're over here living paycheck to paycheck, making 200K. I don't know. But the more money you make, baby, the more money you make. I mean, it ain't hard. Super Pat said true, and then adding kids. Well, it don't seem like there's any kids to add to this equation yet. But I just feel like if he makes 200K, he can pay the rent. I'm with Mama. She could pay utilities, but Mama, I would say she could pay for some dates too. And she could pay for some trips. If my man made 200K and I didn't have to pay not a bill, baby, all the dates, all the trips is on me. Where we going? Where you want to go? Europe, Abu Dhabi, we outside. I'm just saying. Because I know he's holding down the household. So, I don't know. And maybe I'll get a lot of backbite for what I just said. Tyler Baby said, so now that he has a girl, he feels as if she should help pay rent. That's what it sounds like. Yes, Tyler Baby. So, he makes 200K. She makes 40K. He wants to know how much they should split the rent. The rent is $300. So, yeah. He wants help. What up, T Coop? Welcome to Discussions with Dee Dee Parker. What up, Tam Pat Johnson? Welcome to Discussions with Dee Dee Parker. We're chatting about a guy who needs some advice on how much he should charge his girlfriend for rent. He makes $200K. She makes $40K. The rent is $3K. So I was saying that if he paid all the rent and all of the utilities, then yeah, I wouldn't have no problems. Dates, trips, where we going? Super Pat said taxes on $200K are at least $20K. Not if you got a good tax person, Super Pat. No, I'm just joking. So they're taking at least $20K. My nose, I'm sorry, my allergies, y'all. So they're taking at least $20K of that money. See, you know about more tax laws than I do, so I don't know how that works. You know what I'm saying? But again, in your defense, I did read somewhere that it did say that people that make six figures are, living paycheck to paycheck. And I say, if you making over six figures and you living paycheck to paycheck, you might want to check to see how you living, because you might be trying to live above your means. You know what I'm saying? I was going to say something, but I'm going to keep it cute. I'm going to keep it cute today. Hold on. Because I got more. So it says, official 2026 U.S. income class. What up, Clean? Show where American households fall. So if you make $167,000, you are considered to be upper middle class. If you make anywhere between $125,000, and $167,000, yeah, you're upper middle class. Middle class now is $83,000, between $83,000 and $125,000. Lower middle class, I got you, Tyler, baby, I see you, is between $83,000 and $55,000. That's lower middle class. Near poverty line, where the hell I'm at. I ain't gonna lie to kick it with you folks today. Near poverty line is $31,000 to $15,000. In the poverty line, I might be at the poverty line. Jesus, is $15,000 to $0. That's what I'm telling y'all. This is a different set of rules here we working with in 2026. Tyler said, what about toiletries and other things that he may not be putting in the house and she is? Point well taken, Tyler, baby. Point well taken. That's why I said $200K. You pay this $3K. You pay the utilities, and I got everything else. So you don't think, Tyler, baby, she should be contributing anything, because it'll be other things she'll be contributing to. That was a question. Mama said to you, Superpad, why are we paying taxes when the clown don't? Superpad said, true. And I don't know if Clean, you're still on here. Welcome to Discussions with Dee Dee Parker. We are chatting about a guy who needs some advice. His girlfriend is getting ready to move in. He makes $200K. She makes $40K. He wants to know how they should split this rent. The rent is $300K. And to go back to a point that I was trying to make earlier, because I told y'all I do a lot of research when I do these topics. It says, college grads are facing the worst entry-level job market since 2020. Going back to what you said, you would help, like, as long as she's out there trying to get a degree or a certification. These degrees don't mean nothing. My experience in radio, and I've been doing radio I've been doing radio since 2005, so do the math on that. My experience, I would say my talents still wouldn't be enough to get me in the door. They would still, what the profession I'm in now is really like, you know somebody who's good? Yeah, I know somebody. And it's more like, okay, referring. I know Dee Dee. She's good. Whoop-de-whoop. Go talk to her. It's not even, let me go on here and fill out a job application, because you can fill out a job application. You could be the best person. It ain't going to get looked at unless somebody throw your name in a hat. I'm just saying. Tyler said barely got hand soap and paper towels in the bathroom because he chose $3K in rent. Like, the rent is ridiculous. I'm with you, Tyler. That rent is ridiculous. And is it fair? Let me ask another question. That he even wants her to split this rent when this was his bill. I mean, she didn't make this bill. He made this bill. So I would say if they are going to probably move in together, yeah, Mama, it's more word of mouth out here. Like, everything is, oh yeah, I know somebody. Like you said, it's word of mouth. It's all about who you know. And I wouldn't even say who knows you. It's all about who you know. I guess, and who knows you. And if you cool with them and how cool. Politics is what I call it. Politics. Clean said, who needs a degree anymore? Just get a whatever that lady, Cheyenne Bryant degree. Well, don't you start nothing today, clean. Don't you start nothing today, clean, because you ain't lying. Baby, where is the lie? I said this. Get it how you get it. I get it how I get it. Listen, she getting it. And people fell for it. Nobody asked for credentials. Everybody went with the play, including me. I'll take accountability, including me. I went with the play because I mean, she said she put a doctor. So does that mean I could put a doctor? Dr. Didi Parker. I might have to do that. Ha! Who gonna check me? All I gotta do is say the school closed down. Let me stop. Let me get off that sister, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. That's another damn, what was his name? Derek Jackson situation. He was fraudulent. And no, that's why I'm putting them two, comparing those two, because he was fraudulent. He wasn't a doctor. Derek Jackson. And then he exposed himself because he was cheating, living a double life on his wife. Baby, clean. Dr. Didi Parker. Baby! Dr. Didi. You see them D's? The triple D. I might have to do it. It's got a ring to it. I might have to do it. Super Pat said pretty girl privilege. Is that what that is? Super Pat, I don't know nothing about that. I ain't never had that privilege. I had to work hard for everything. I'm still working hard. How many years later? I'm still working hard. And I can honestly sit here and say I'm still not even all the way where I want to be at in my career. You know, I've had big dreams, big plans. And some days I sit and be like, damn, is there something else that I need to be doing? Because this, but, you know, I'm thankful that I'm able to still be doing it, because there's a lot of people in my business that have been doing this way longer than me that are not even working anymore. So anyway, back to what we were talking about, discussions with Didi Parker. Man is asking for advice on how he should split this $3K rent with his girlfriend. She makes $20K. I'm sorry. He makes $200K. She makes $40K. So he wants to know, how should they split it? Somebody said right down the middle. Somebody else said she should deposit 80% of her check into a shared account that is used to pay bills going out and for emergencies. The other 20% is discretionary funds. So I did like Mama's idea. I mean, she could pay the utilities. Thinking about this now, I'm like, is it even fair for her to take on? I mean, because really that is his responsibility. He wanted to get a 3K apartment. That was not something that they mutually agreed or sat down and came to a decision and said, hey, let's get this 3K apartment. And 3K, I guess that's about right in 2026. Because they say even here in Georgia, the prices is high, child. You know, I live in a house. So I just, think paying What up, Before Hair Salon? I think paying $3K for rent is ridiculous when you can be a homeowner. But then being a homeowner has sometimes it ain't all it's cracked up to be. Because sometimes when stuff break down here, I be like, damn. Some days I wish I was renting. Because all you got to do is call the landlord. Hey, come fix this. And they come in to fix it, as opposed to that ace. If you live in a house and you live in a house in the South, then you know once these AC units go out, baby, the price tag on it to get them repaired and fixed. And you can't go without an AC unit here. You can try, but yeah. So, Super Bad said if it was the other way around, she made $200K. Does he get a rent pass? Great question, chat. Superpad asks question, and I want to see if y'all answer this honestly. If the shoe was on the other foot, would my man's would he get a rent pass if she was the one making $200K? Okay, Superpad, I see what you're doing. Tyler Baby said then she give him $1,500 in a few months and she gotta go. The relationship ain't working. Then she give him $1,500 in a few months. She gotta go. Right, and then he could easily just kick her out the house. I like the utility thing, but I would like better for them to go get their own place. Because, again, she didn't sign up for this $3K rent. He did. Now he want her to assume the responsibility and split the rent. All right, new folks, welcome. Discussions with Didi Parker. A guy is needing some advice today. He wanted to know how this rent should be split. He makes $200K. She makes $40K. The rent is $3K. Now, I was saying $200K in 2026 is not a lot of money. It isn't. I just gave you a whole breakdown of the levels in 2026. Shall I give it to you again? Officially, the 2026 U.S. income class, where American households fall, upper income is $167,000 to $125,000. Middle class is $125,000 to $83,000. Lower middle class is anywhere between $83,000 and $55,000. Near poverty, where Didi Parker is between $31,000 and $15,000. I might be at poverty, damn it. And poverty line is $15,000 to $0. Sheesh, baby. And some of these folks have reported, these six-figure folks have reported that they living paycheck to paycheck. How? Well, no, I can't even say how because I know how. Clean said, nah. She needs to pay living expenses. We in a war right now. The economy is crazy. She needs to carry her weight. Well, what do you want her to do? Clean. Please. And you're welcome to come on here. What would you like her to do? You want her to pay? You want her to split this 3K? Even though that's his debt? I'm just saying. She didn't ask to move in no 3K apartment. He moved in there. Mama said to you, Superpad, yes, he would pay the utilities like her. Superpad, clap. Did I miss your comment, Superpad? Okay. Superpad, clap. He would pay the utility. Mama answered the question. Because Superpad's question, and I think I only seen, I seen Mama and Tyler answer. I got more ladies on here. What would you do if the roles were reversed? Would you let him go and walk away rent-free and just pay the utilities? Mama said yes. What up, F.A.? Tyler Baby said, that's right, Mama. F.A., you're more than welcome to come on here. We are chatting about a guy. He needs advice on how to split this rent with his girlfriend. The girlfriend makes $40K. He makes $200K. F.A.'s coming on here, so I'll explain. Clean said she needs to pay what she would pay in any other roommate situation. She ain't wifey. She's still a civilian. Tyler said I would be doing Anything to eliminate the extra things I can handle to lighten the load. What up, FA? Did you have a good Memorial Day weekend?
Hell no, it rained here the whole time.
Oh, you was like us. It rained here the whole time
Right.
too. It was a bah humbug of
But
a weekend. Yeah.
oh
Never
yeah,
seen screw us bah humbug.
yeah. I don't know what that is, but
That's Scrooge. It was a bah humbug of a weekend.
oh okay.
Yeah, it rained here the whole weekend, and don't nobody barbecue no more. So I'm just over it.
Shit, we
Don't
cook
bring up
out here.
don't bring up no Memorial Day with me. Y'all folks don't like to barbecue no more. Okay. I remember when families used to get together for the
Nah, that's a fact.
holidays, FA, and barbecue. Okay. I'm done ranting about the barbecue. Should this woman be splitting this 3K rent with her boyfriend who pays 200, who makes 200K and she makes 40K?
You know what? I just caught the back end of it. So
Mm-hmm.
who was the one that's requesting it,
The boyfriend is asking.
and do they live together?
Not yet. That's what he's trying to figure out. He was trying to figure
Oh,
out how should they split their. Well, I guess they do because he said, "How should we split our 3K rent?"
oh yeah, 50%.
You said 50-50.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He makes 200K.
That ain't my business. I tell people all the time. You gotta remember, I'm against baby mother culture. So or baby daddy culture, whatever. But that don't exist.
Okay.
So what I'm also that means I'm also against shacking. So if you're not married, don't play house. I would never tell a man to take on the responsibility of more in a relationship. You can pay more. How much you make and how much she makes it matters when y'all married. But if
Okay.
y'all not married, no. If you want to move in with somebody, it's always 50-50. That I'ma always say 50-50, and even if it was the other way around, with the
You would
woman making them
say,
more.
oh, if she was making 200K and he was making 40, but for
50-50.
but okay, FA, this is my gripe. And hold on, let me read this comment. This is my gripe with this. Before Hair Salon said 40K, she can't afford it. She needs to find somewhere else to go. Super Pat said LOL FA 50%. Now here's my gripe about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if she moved in with him and this
Mm-hmm.
was his 3K rent, I would say they should go find a place that's cheaper.
Right.
That is
Or,
some
but why would he do that? He already used to a certain lifestyle.
But you're expecting me to pay 50-50. What if I can't pay that 50-50?
Then don't move in.
Okay. I'm just
But I ain't gonna lie, I was under the impression that they were getting a spot together.
no. No.
So
If
he's
he said
saying moving in.
how much we split our 3K rent? How much should we split our 3K rent is what he said.
Yeah, so that don't necessarily mean that's his spot. He's saying it sounds like they may have agreed on this place
Okay.
and it's 3K a month. And I would tell him 50-50.
You would tell her 50-50.
I would tell oh, whoever's asking, 50. The split should be 50-50.
I say she pay utilities
No,
and for dates and traveling. And then he
no,
could pay the
no.
rent.
That's not practical though. And women that are not honorable enough, in my opinion, they're not honorable enough to go against social norms. To say she's going to pay for all dates or utility, it's not going to happen. That's not even realistic. That's not going to happen. She's not going to be taking because dates. What if I want to go to a restaurant you can't afford to go to?
But if she's not paying if she's only paying the utilities and she's not paying the 3K, she should be able to
Yeah, yeah,
stack some
she
money.
should be able to, but there's a lot of assumptions in that. You know what I'm saying? You got some people that women that spend a lot on makeup and products and clothes, and you got a lot. Most women are not good with money anyway. Statistically speaking, most women are horrible with money. Meaning,
Okay.
like, no, I'm talking about like consumers and how much they spend money on stuff. Most women don't have no money saved.
Okay. Uh,
Yeah, just in general.
Before Hair Salon said she can't afford 50-50. Clean said why he gotta live cheaper because she broke. Mama
Hmm.
said I agree with Fa. Fa, is it raining outside? Mama said she agree with you. She said marry her first, then move in.
I agree.
Uh,
I
not
agree.
milk. Why buy the cow basically when you get the milk for free? Not the milk for free.
100%.
LOL.
100%. I don't
Again.
believe in shacking. So 50-50 is always, first of all, just from a man perspective, fellas, you know it's never going to be 50-50 because in a relationship, you primarily going to pay for the dates. You're primarily going to pay for the extras. All the extras that come, you're going to pay for 9 times out of 10, right? And maybe not in all cases, but in a lot of cases, men spend more money when dating a woman, obviously, than the woman does. So when it comes to living with each other, I always give the advice to the men under me or the people I'm cool with. First of all, I say don't move in with a woman until you're ready to be married. That's my first advice. Do not move
Okay.
in with. I'd rather you get a male roommate. Yeah, I'd rather you get a male roommate. You know what I mean? And y'all go half on the bill and stuff like that, and you stack your bread up and build yourself. Do whatever you got to do to get to where you want to be, right? But I do not recommend you playing house before, because all you're gonna do is end up getting her pregnant. I'm just going to end up. It's more. It's bound to happen under most circumstances. And two, my belief, the marriage is different. I believe a man is supposed to take care of his woman in any way, shape, or form he can when it's his wife. So then I would say, like, no, it's not really about 50-50, or it's going to be about whatever. If he making 200 grand and she making 40 grand, that would be ridiculous to assume she can even put up 50-50. You see what I'm saying? So that wouldn't even be my outlooks. I would be telling the guy to
Ah.
do more.
So if they were married,
Yeah.
you would say he needs to pay this whole 3K.
No, if he was married, I would say they make. I would say they make 240,000.
Yes.
So it
Okay.
wouldn't be he. It would be they would be paying the rent.
But it would come mostly from his money though.
No, his money is her money. Her money is his money. They make 240. So all that money go in one pot. You
Okay,
know what I mean? Within reason.
you have a joint account?
Yeah,
Do you have your own account?
of course.
Okay, so you keep a joint for the bills and stuff,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then you keep your own account,
And a joint savings.
and you keep your own account for just for you.
Whatever, yeah.
Okay, okay. Just curious.
Hmm.
And she has access to the joint account whenever she needs money. Y'all both do.
Yes. The joint
Okay.
do. Yeah. She's on
So
it. She's on it.
her
Yeah.
her paycheck goes into this joint account.
Not the whole thing, but the agreed upon contribution that
Okay.
I found was reasonable. She sends that every to the joint.
To the joint account. Okay. Mama said my ex didn't pay for anything with his old sugar mama. She paid for the dates, vacations, dinners, and even let him live with her for free. Well, it ain't tricking if you got it, mama. She's clearly the trick. I don't know what you call women tricks. Is there a word for it?
Sugar mamas.
Oh yeah, okay, sugar mamas. Clean Clean said, Epe, they don't like hearing the one pot joint. Laughing my
Yeah.
ass off. Sounds too much like selfishness. I ain't gonna hold you though. That joint account thing, that worries me.
Why?
I don't know. It
It's because
does.
you've been conditioned. I'm not gonna lie. It's because honestly, it's because of our women have been conditioned to be so selfish. And what I mean by selfishness, I mean to think of self.
I don't
Women,
know.
they have. No, listen, if the they have. Hold on. So tell me. Let me back up. What worries you? Let me make sure I understand what you're saying correctly.
No, I wasn't. I mean, because I seen both my parents. They did the joint.
Ah,
Everything went into one household. I think the thing that I don't know. I forgot my thought. I don't know.
I don't
It,
necessarily believe in one pot. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is what I have, my wife has too while we're married. And what
hmm
she has, I have too while we're married. I'm not saying all the money that I make go in one pot and all the money she make goes in one pot. That's not what I'm saying. Because we have separate accounts. I
Yeah.
just said we have our life, our mortgage, our children, our everything that we got going on, our savings and all the stuff. I write down the numbers and I say, okay, you make this much, you contribute this much. I make this much, I'm going to contribute this much. These things will pay for everything in our life. All our car
Okay.
notes, mortgages, da, 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 this will for savings, whatever we got going on. You see what I'm saying? So whatever you got left is for your life. I mean,
I
like for things you want to do, because I'm not gonna pay you to get your head done. Like you can be able to get your own
I
stuff
got
done.
you. I got you. I saw Carl in a leadership position. He was the head of the household, even though my mom, she paid the bills, but
Right,
money came, she would send out the checks, cut the checks, pay the
right,
bills.
right.
Um, I think for me, I was conditioned that the man, he's supposed to be the provider. So
No,
even though mama
that's not
worked,
true.
listen, because my mom worked. She
Right.
worked. This new woman he with, she don't work. She
Hold on,
just
hold
work.
on. Did she work with him?
No, my mom, she worked at a hospital and then
Oh,
she started.
no, not literally. I'm saying when they were in a relationship, did she work?
Yes.
Did she contribute?
Yes.
But your father wasn't. But you just said you can. So your father was a provider though.
Yes.
So you just said you were conditioned that the man should be the provider. But under your
Yes. He's the
understanding of
head.
being a provider is the woman is contributing, right?
I mean,
You just said that your mama contributed.
she contribute, but I'm sure my mama, if my mom didn't have to work, I'm sure she wouldn't have wanted to work.
Sure, yeah, that's 99% of the population.
Right. So I guess that's what's instilled. Like, if you're the provider, you're the leader, why are you not? You should be the one paying the bills.
No, not paying the bills. You're saying you should be the one that provides the money that pays
Yes.
the bill.
Yes.
When did black people get so rich? I be just kind of like, when do we get rich? I be thinking like sometimes y'all confuse me because y'all really act like y'all don't know the hit. Like, do black people are rich people in this country or
I
something?
never
Like,
said that we was rich, but y'all always talk about
so
leaders and
we were
protection.
no. That's because your understanding of leadership is false. You believe a leader is somebody that pays all the bills. There
Like,
is more things that contribute to being the leader or
I
being
mean,
the
isn't
provider
that not
as
one of the things?
money.
Is that not one of the
No,
things, though?
no, not in the way in which you listing it. Not in the way in which you're listing it. You know, our ancestors that came over here on boats and stuff like that were great men and leaders. They couldn't provide a penny. They couldn't even protect their wife from being raped. So what were they? Nothing. They
No.
couldn't provide anything. No, I'm just saying, were they not? They couldn't provide anything. They couldn't even provide protection. So were they not providers?
Well, according to
Just
the
I'm
book,
just no.
regardless.
It's the feminist. Listen, it's the femininity has corrupted our woman's mindset so much that it has tricked y'all into believing that men are worthless if they can't pay for everything.
No,
Meaning
I
like
never said that. I never said they wasn't work. I never said they
no.
were
Well,
worthless.
you didn't say the word worthless. I'm exaggerating. What I'm saying is money is been put to the forefront of everything in our modern day woman's eyes, that the way she speaks and the way she comes off in other areas, she will tell you, I can do bad all by. When you hear a woman say this, a man can't pay for this and pay for that, da da da. I can do bad all by myself. When she said I can do bad all by myself, what is she implying? That if he can't help her financially, then he can't do nothing else for her.
I don't know if that's necessarily the
What
case.
I,
does I can do bad all by myself mean?
Meaning, I don't want to
I
deal
don't
with
have
this.
to struggle with you.
Yeah,
Why
or
am I going
deal
to
with.
struggle
Right.
with you?
No, and that's what
If
I'm
you're not,
saying. You know
if
what?
you're not
If you're
contributing,
not, no, it's not that you're not contributing. That's what I'm saying. Y'all keep missing it. Black people aren't rich. You know what I'm saying? Can you hear me? Because it's hers is froze.
Yeah, yeah.
So
You,
y'all are going from one extreme to no one
no,
said he's
no,
not
no. When we mean
contributing.
when we mean contribute, there's other things as
If
far as
I work at
contributing
the plant,
financially.
if I work
But
at the plant, I work at the plant, and that's all
no,
I got.
you're missing it. Contribute.
okay, can
Go.
can I say something? Let me say this. Let me say this because I come from a different kind of background. I come from a background where my mom was an RN. And my mom was
Right.
the provider. My mom did all of the providing. My mom paid for everything. We
Your
had a
mother
man
was
that
the your mother was the
she was the
breadwinner,
breadwinner. She
not the
was the
provider.
provider. She was the provider. She
Okay, well, I
provided
don't
for
know your
everybody.
situation, but go ahead.
Yeah, she was definitely the provider.
You see how she just proved my point. Did she see how you're associating only money with providing?
No,
You see what I'm
listen.
saying? This is why
No,
she keep. Oh, I even tried to give her
just like
out
you hold on,
and
just like you
said
just
she was the
said.
breadwinner. She said no. She was the provider.
You
So
won't
she's
even let me
associated
finish.
with
Let me
money. No, no,
finish.
I was
It's
making
not
a
about
sub note.
money. It's not
Okay,
about
go ahead.
money. Listen,
Okay, okay.
when I say my mother was the provider, my mother was the provider. There was no man in our house that provided anything, not guidance,
Oh, I thought
not,
you was with a
hold
man.
on, huh?
No, I thought she was with a man, but go ahead.
She had a man that did absolutely nothing but take up space. I
So she
just had
was
this
married.
conversation. Yeah, she was married. I just
Oh,
had
okay,
this
okay.
conversation with my brother. See, I don't know where we're from. We just had this conversation. Yeah, you could change that. We just had this conversation. Me and my brother just had this conversation. And because of the type of woman that my mother was, my brother is now the type of man that is not going to live on a woman. My brother is going to keep him a place to stay. He's going to, if he goes into a situation with a woman, he's going to sit down with this woman, look at what he makes, look at what she makes, and they're together going to decide what each one of them should be contributing based on their income. But that's the way and my mom did not instill that in my brother. That was learned behavior because my brother did not want to recreate the woman that my mom was. He did not want to be dealing with a woman that was bitter, angry, all because she had all of this stuff on her shoulders and didn't feel safe or didn't feel like she could rest or didn't
Self-inflictions.
have
It's
to be home.
self-inflictions.
There wasn't self-infliction. It's called survival, sweetie. You got 2 kids, then you got men that ain't.
No, 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 no. Hold on, hold on. Self-infliction, survival is
Okay.
what happens after you did some self-infliction.
You can't see this. This is one thing that me and you
You know what?
disagree
I guess I'm making an assumption. I guess I'm
that you
making the
are the
assumption.
big
No, I'm
assumption.
making the
It's a
assumption that
huge
the man was not doing nothing maybe before and even after the children were born. So you were saying he was a great guy before and
first
he was
off.
doing
No,
everything.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you gotta acknowledge. I need you as a man to
Right.
acknowledge, just as a man, to acknowledge that a lot of situations, the typical situation when it comes to relationships, happen. You meet somebody's you meet somebody's actor. You
Yeah.
meet somebody's representative. So you are spending time with this person. This is typical. This is a typical relationship situation. Y'all are in this honeymoon phase. Everything's good. That might take 6 months. It might take a year. It might take 3 years where dude is doing everything he's supposed to be doing, or the woman. Either way, it could go either way. And
Right.
now a baby's created, and now we done got comfortable with each other, and we stop
No, no.
valuing. We stop. Hold on. We
Mhm.
stop valuing each other the way that we should, and then we stop holding each other accountable, or at least pulling up where we're supposed to pull up. That's why the
Right.
Bible, and you speak about the Bible, is that Clean speaks about the Bible, talks about being equally yoked, and us both pulling this plow together and putting in the same energy. I don't believe that a
That's not
man
what
needs to
that's not what
hold.
that means, but go ahead.
Well, I mean, it is what it's talking about. We're together. We're
No,
work
they're not.
together.
That's not what it's talking about. But go ahead.
Two oxens being yoked up together. We're pulling the same. That's what
Being
it's
equally
referring
yoked
to.
is about a spiritual thing, but that's neither. You
I
have
mean,
a misunderstanding of what.
no, it's not a misunderstanding. That's what it's referring to. It's referring to
No,
us
I'm
being
telling you, that's
equally
not
yoked,
true.
meaning
No, it's not. It's
us,
referring to
us
y'all
having
both
the
loving the Lord and believing in Jesus. That's it. That's all that means. It means don't marry somebody that don't believe in Jesus. That's all it means.
right. That's what it's talking about in that context. But I'm just saying, when we come together as a unit, everybody always talk about 50-50. I'm not a 50-50 type of female. I believe in 100-100. You give
Okay.
what you're supposed to give, and I give
I
what I'm
described
supposed to
that
give
too.
based on what's needed.
Right.
And
Right.
what happens is you start in their situation. You might start in that situation where, oh yeah, he's doing all of this and he's doing all of that, and then things start to happen and things start to transpire, and then things change. People don't uphold.
I just as a
People
man,
don't.
because you wanted me to answer as a man. As a man, I disagree with your
I guarantee you, if
your
we did a
sequence of
poll,
events. No, your sequence
if
of
we did a
events
poll and
lack
we took a poll on
accountability. No, I
how
no no
many
no. Listen,
women
it's a bunch of
got
trash
men
people
living
out
with them,
here.
if we took a poll on how
Right,
many women got men living with them,
right,
and yet they're still taking care of the majority of the bills in the house,
right.
I guarantee you the scales would tip on the women's side.
Would
Because hold on, let me prove my point.
no, I believe you. I'm not
The
against your
reason I'm
point.
saying that, let me prove my point. The
You
reason
guys
I'm
out
saying
there.
that is because you have a huge I don't know, like amount of men that got felonies, that just got out of the penitentiary situation, that can barely find jobs, and the jobs that they can find, you have way less women that's got criminal backgrounds, and they may have more education.
They
I'm
don't
just
make no
saying, I
money
know you
though.
may
So
not
I
agree with that, but
disagree.
I'm just saying if you did a
Statistically, it's
balance,
just
the scales would definitely tip.
no, that would be wrong too. Men make more
Thank
than
you.
women even to this day.
Your the
Black
scales
men
would
make
definitely
more.
tip on the women
But
is what I
I
believe.
think, listen, this is the part of a lack of accountability.
What happened
You're
to my
saying, are
sound?
there trash men out here? There are plenty of trash men out here.
Sound went off.
I guess where we differ
I can't hear.
is, Didi, you
My
can't hear
sound
me?
went off.
I can hear you.
We
You
can hear
can.
you, Didi.
Yeah.
I guess where we differ is we view things differently. You view things more from a victim perspective. Cause you're like, this is what happens, and and I'm dating, and we're in the honeymoon stage, and these things happen, and he tricked me, and it's a representative, and I keep having all these babies without marriage because I'm a damsel in distress. I can't make good decisions. What do you expect me to do? I like him. We're having good. I've been tricked. So you have a victim mentality where I have more of a why are you having kids without marriage? Why do you keep finding yourself in this situation over and over again? So I kind of look at you. I don't look at you like you strong. I look at you like I look at it like you are kind of ignorant or like I guess the way I look at when I see a woman that stays with a man. Didi, you can hear me?
Yeah, I let her off. I think something was going on with her screen.
When I see a woman that stays with a man, when she's describing a woman that's taking care of him and he's not doing this, he's not doing that,
Yeah.
I look at it, something wrong with the woman. We already know the man ain't shit, so it's nothing else to talk about. I look at you and say something wrong with you. So I don't give you points, boy. I had my mother held it down and she had to take care of her man. I look at your mother and say, there's something wrong with your mother that she stayed with a man that wouldn't contribute anything and do anything.
Mm.
That's how I look at her. There's something wrong with your mother that kept having children with different men and never getting married. There's something wrong with your mother that continuously gets quote unquote tricked, because she's dating this guy and we go through this honeymoon stage and now I get pregnant. And like, no, it's no, now you get pregnant. Like she's just making conclusions from stuff. Like you don't just all of a sudden get pregnant just because you like a person. How about you learn? How about you
Yeah.
say, you know what, the last time I did this, it ended this way. Maybe I should make some adjustments. Maybe I shouldn't be led by my emotions so much that it's because it's causing me to have bad outcomes. You see what I'm saying? Like, where is your accountability in saying, I didn't do this again? Because the last time, this is how it ended. So maybe I'm going to change some stuff. You see what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
still just this lack of accountability where it's just like, no, I'm telling you, it's men out here, women taking care of women. I'm women taking care of men. Then I look at them women like there's something wrong with them women. Why are you dating a man that you taking care of? Why are you dating? Hold on, let me ask you this. Do you think there are different levels of black men, right? You have like to simplify, you got good men, middle level men, and the lowest of our men, right? The
Hmm.
lowest.
Hmm.
Why every time I hear women, they're describing the lowest of our men? And why are you
Now,
always
what would you
they're
define low?
dating the lower?
What would you define as the lowest of the men?
The
What does that
lowest
mean?
of our men are men like how she describes that don't help, that make a bunch of babies but don't help. They having babies with these women. They're allowing women to take care of them. They living in their house. They doing like the way she describes it. She makes it seem like the men do nothing. Like
I
they're
mean,
just there.
I'm sorry that I have that experience, but I have that
No, I'm not
experience.
denying. But I'm not denying it. So
And there
she's
are a
agreeing that she
generation of
is
men.
dating, but she's talking
There,
about the lowest of men, right?
but there
No,
no, and
I asked him a question,
hold
Tan.
on. It's
Right,
not
right,
just
right. That's
men.
why. No, no, no.
It's
She was trying to get clarity based on. So I said the way she described the scenario, she's talking about the lowest of men, right? The lowest of our men, and I'm not disagreeing that the lowest of our men do exist. See what I'm saying? They do exist. My question is, why do these women are so attracted to the lowest of the men? Why do they keep dating the lowest of the men?
so.
You know
Can
why?
I
Hold on,
answer?
hold on. Let me no, no, no. Let me tell you why.
I
Let
was
me
gonna
tell
say
you
I
why.
can answer.
No, I know the answer. It's because you low. Because the woman is low, and then nobody want to call their mama low. Nobody want to call their auntie low. Nobody want to call their sister low. But the reality is, you are low if that's what you deal with regularly. If that's who you deal with, that's because that's who you are. Y'all on the same level. You just may not have some of the, it may just look a little different. But I don't know people that do well, that take care of their hardworking, that always want to be with men that do nothing, that have
Well,
a
I
bunch of
kind of just
babies.
because I think it's a damn if you do, damn if you don't
I
situation.
think it
Because
is too.
No, it's not. If you get
yes,
married, you ain't
it
got to
is.
worry about
Because
these
then
things.
Uh,
you have some
Wait a
men that
minute.
look
Hold
at us
on.
like, oh, you.
Hold on, D. What did you just say?
If you get married first, so if you don't have children, if you don't shack up, if you don't do a lot of these things, how about this? It's not a absolute. It lowers it astronomically. Okay, it lowers it astronomically. Our black
And how do
women
you
wouldn't be,
explain
and
the
they couldn't
divorce
do
rate? How do you explain divorce rate?
because the marriage is not honored no
You
more.
can't
Black
get talking like that.
Huh?
the idea of
That's like
marriage is
him.
not
I
honorable
know. I was
anymore.
trying to get you out of the
Well, I
room.
agree with you
I
on
didn't
that
want you to
because
come out.
we
So the
just had.
divorce rate, because it was
I
always struggle.
my tire
All
on the
couples struggle.
plug.
You know what I mean? Difference is women just didn't
Okay, y'all good.
divorce you
I
back
just
then.
didn't want you to come
See
in
what
my
I'm
And
face.
I
saying?
think it's.
I know.
She just
I
didn't
know.
I'm
want
not
nobody
even
to
gonna
say
lie to
nothing
you,
though.
F. I
But
think it's more women now
with
talking about that they don't
Oh,
want to
really?
be married. They
Don't
don't
tell me
want to
that
be
now,
married.
cause I ain't broke.
I
Yeah.
I'll get you
know.
wet. No, I'm just playing.
all right,
It's also
come
so.
on.
You
I'll
know
take
why?
yours.
Because it's associated with independence from
I'm
men.
just
Once
playing.
women make
Yeah. So
money,
where I
tell
need
them
to go?
move.
Cause I
But she
need. I
loud.
got. So I just wanted to see if y'all
Ted,
can
mute
plug
The
me
yourself.
one
in.
on the
Let
back
me
got
see
to
if I
get
can mute
plugged
Yeah.
her.
in.
I gotta go out of town.
Sam, we can hear your whole conversation, girl.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
y'all.
fact
I'm
and
so
stuff.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying. Look, I'm over here being a man, trying to fix my daggone car
Don't say that to F.
so I can get on the
There,
road.
you know,
I'm
you
just
being
What
an
saying.
time
you
that
no
was?
no you being an
I'm
adult.
saying.
That's all that
I don't
is.
see nothing. I don't see no
Um.
noise.
But go ahead.
But
That's
you
it.
know what's
Yeah.
going
So
in there though?
I mean,
Over there.
I think women now are choosing not to jump the broom. They don't want to get married anymore.
I think it's a mixture of reason why I think most women are not marriable. So I think it's the whole
You got on
deflective
cool
thing. You know how
now.
they be like, you know how
Yo,
women
Ted.
truly want a man, but when they can't get one, they'll
Not
say,
on
"I
me.
don't really want one. I'm
That's
enjoying
how I said it.
myself." It's
Well,
all
my mama.
lies.
Well, my
It's all
mama
mirrors
can.
and lies.
Wait, my mama could get plenty of men. She
No, no, no,
said
no, no,
she.
no, no, no. We only count the men she wants.
Oh.
No, see, it doesn't matter that you can go outside and anybody will talk to you. You know what I mean? People of value know that already. You know what I'm saying? Like that
Yeah.
goes without being said. So when no, nobody on this planet, meaning 90% of
See,
women,
I don't know.
that
I
when they
guess
don't turn down eligible advances from men that they highly desire.
I
So
hear
if they
what you.
highly desire the man, they don't say, "Nope, I don't want to be with you because I'm enjoying my singleness." That doesn't happen on large scales. I'm not saying it never happens, but for the majority, how about this, DD? Let's say if you were single, if you met an amazing guy, would you just tell him no simply because you want to be single?
At this
Uh.
point, I probably would.
It is lies to me. To me, it's maybe it's
At this
trauma,
point,
or
I'm
maybe it's
over it.
trauma.
At this point, I'm over it. I listen. If you talking, you gotta. I think sometimes you gotta understand who you talking to, because when I hear you say a woman is low, let me tell you something. I was
Right.
raised by some
Real
very
quick.
powerful
I got
women.
you.
I'm not low. Like my quality. The problem is I
You
trust in
got to
my
put what I
quality.
say in context, though.
Hold on.
And
Let
I
me
didn't just
finish.
say women
Let
are
me
low.
finish.
That's not
Let
what
me
I
finish.
said.
Let me finish.
You got
The
to put my
problem
stuff in
is
context.
the problem is I trusted my quality with the wrong people.
Mm.
Right. Which
And
was
not
a bad
only did
decision.
hold on, not only did at the time it didn't seem like a bad decision. Like I said,
But it should now, right?
you get approached by imposters. So
Right.
for me, at this point, I'm I'm content. I done did my wifely thing. I've been married 3 times. Like I done did it. I done had it.
And all and
I
all
done
your divorces was because of them.
yes. I
Yeah,
would have
I'm
never
not
just made
surprised
a
you say that.
decision.
Stop
Okay, so
that.
let me ask you this. What
And
do
I don't
you
know. I
hold
don't know
on?
either.
No. I'm just gonna ask you this. If a woman is in a certain type of situation with a man
Right.
and she's dealing with a lot of like you started out doing everything perfectly right. You started out, everything was cool. And for years, everything was cool. But one day, something within the relationship changed. And now you out here wilding out. Now you making babies outside of our situation.
Right.
Now you You not paying bills. You not, doing the things that is productive for the relationship is just what I'm saying.
Rejection.
Meeting the expectation. Is a woman just supposed to be like, oh yeah, let me stay in this marriage because I married him, or let me
I
stay in this
reject it. I
situation?
reject what you say because I don't believe that that is likely. I don't believe that happens commonly. You just phrase it. He does everything perfect. Everything was great, and one day, years
Things
later,
change.
he just
Yeah.
stopped. I reject. I don't believe that.
I mean,
I don't
it
believe that happens.
happens.
I'm
Well, I'm
saying I don't
sorry.
believe
That may
anything
not
can
have been
happen. Anything can happen, but I'm
that
saying it
may
doesn't
not have
happen
been your
often.
experience. That
No,
may
forget
not
my
have ever
experience. That
been
don't
your
happen in
experience,
life.
but
That
it
don't happen
does.
often in life.
Well,
It does.
I gotta say,
It does.
the part that I
You hear
disagree
this clean
with is,
thing?
hold on,
Okay,
hold on. The
Yes.
Go
part that
ahead, let her finish.
the part that I disagree with you when it comes to that is women. We've been saying lower your standards so you can get a man.
Right.
Stop
It's a
overlooking
shortage of
the blue
men.
No,
collar
no, no, no,
man, or stop looking
no,
this
no.
over type of man. And then when we lower our standards and date these particular men, then sometimes it don't always work out.
You know why? First of all, it's not guaranteed. Second of all, when we tell you lower your standards, we're trying to help you because you are not the level that you want. But we're trying to help you out because I don't care. If you ugly or you fat, it doesn't matter that you can create the standards that you want, and we can bring you to reality and say you're probably not gonna get that. So you should lower your standards. This is not because you were actually deserving of the standards that you require. Okay, you never was gonna get that. Okay, in all likelihood. Two, we are not telling you to date professions and this and that and that and this. But we always led with you date a character. You date the person. You don't date the money and the job. And this is why we keep telling y'all so focused on money and what a nigga can buy you and provide for you that you will overlook character flaws, right? This is why she can keep getting tricked, right? She keeps saying, my experience with men is they turn out so great in the beginning and then they always end up doing something drastic at the end. She's saying that happened on 3 different times. I'm looking at her and say, it's either you're very naive or you're easily tricked or your value system is wrong where you're not really focusing on the character of the man. You may be focused on the outward things like maybe the car he drives, the money he makes, how he looks, whatever the case may
We
be.
can't hear
But
you.
it can't be the character because you can't fake character for 5 years.
That's not my story though. That's not my
Oh well,
story.
no, okay, maybe not your story, but the
Yeah, that's
example
not
you
it.
gave. Okay, maybe not your story. I told you
So
on
you
Thursday
don't
night about
so you
that.
don't believe that people can grow apart? You don't believe that people can
No, I
change
didn't. That's
over a
that's not what you
time
said. No, I
and
don't
folks can
believe that.
get comfortable?
Oh
Yeah,
no,
people get
no, I
comfortable
don't.
with how
No,
they
no,
treat
no.
you.
You asking me a question. No, I don't believe you could be paying all the bills for 3, 4 years straight, doing everything right, and all of a sudden one day you just stop and say, "I'm not paying the bills no more. I'm not doing it." No, I don't believe that.
No,
Yeah,
I don't believe
yeah,
that.
it can happen.
Anything can happen.
It can
That's
happen.
not what we're
People
arguing
go through
about.
depression. People go through life. Things
Okay,
happen.
but
People
that
ways change.
then that would be yeah. And people lose their legs in car accidents and stuff. So, but we're not talking about
You don't. You
like
could lose a job. You could lose a parent. You
right,
could lose
right.
a
But if you
sibling.
stop paying the bills because you lost your job, then that's why you stopped paying the bills. It wasn't because
But
you just
that
stopped did
doesn't
not want to
mean.
pay the bills no more.
But that still doesn't mean that if okay. So let me just give you a scenario. Let me give you a scenario. This is not my scenario. This is just a scenario. This is just a scenario. You in a relationship, everything is going well, we're doing good, you move jobs from one job to the next. On this new job, you make a connection with a female that you, for whatever reason, y'all connected and y'all want to explore the issue or whatever, but you got a whole wife at home.
Right,
Those temptations, and a lot of times when you open those type of doors, it's hard to
right.
close those doors. If somebody else that's in that relationship, is the wife supposed to sit over here and just be like, oh well, he made this connection with this woman, now the
Right.
woman got another baby? Is she supposed to just sit there and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna stay in this relationship because I married him? No, you got to make decisions for yourself.
That's
Marriage does
not what
not
you
define
described, though.
that, but
Nobody. No,
that's
you
exactly what I'm
describe. You go
describing.
from one
That's
extreme.
exactly that's
No, ma,
exact.
you
I
go.
said things
No, ma.
change. I said
Well,
things
let's let it think.
change.
Okay, but these are realistic, normal. No, if a woman is being beat on. No, if a woman is being cheated on, I'm not telling that woman she has to stay in the marriage at all. But that's not what you were describing. You trying to backtrack because originally you were saying some extreme shit. You said the man was perfect. Everything was going well. He was doing all this stuff, and then all of a sudden he changed one day. This is the you know what it is? You can't be both. This is why one day y'all come here and y'all argue that women's so smart. Y'all so educated and y'all so smart. Y'all the smartest, dumbest people I've ever met in my life. Y'all scream that y'all so smart. Y'all so intelligent. Y'all are superior to
Oh,
men.
God,
And
FA.
listen, with emotional intelligence, y'all are so much more aware and have the ability to regulate. But yet, y'all always the victims. Niggas is constantly playing y'all. Y'all always being able to be deceived. It's like how you can't be both all the time, and it's because it's a lack of accountability. You gotta always make it that you
Having
were
technical
wrong,
difficulties.
but you gotta always make it that you were the one done wrong. So you the smartest dumb person I've ever met in my life.
FA,
Not, and
guess
I'm talking
what?
about women in general.
FA, I'm never the victim. I'm always the villain.
I'm the
No, what I'm
villain
saying,
when I
but
seen somebody
if
doing
you hear a
playing games
woman's
with
mouth.
me.
But when you hear a woman, yeah, but when you got a nigga that, to me, we just don't cry no tears for a nigga that play games, and then when a woman get game ran on them, we don't cry tears for the woman. We be like, yeah, that's what he do. He play games. You couldn't tell.
No, we can't
Yeah.
tell.
No, and
No, we
listen, fool
can't
me
tell.
once. No, listen, and fool me once. Shame on him. So you should be learning because you so smart, right? And y'all
But
so
let me tell you
educated.
what y'all will
You
say.
should be
Let me
able
tell
to
you what y'all will
learn.
say. Let me tell you what a
Oh,
man say.
tell us
Clean
Let
how
me
clean,
tell
I'm
you
trying
a
to figure
ta-
out
let
your
me tell you what
tell us
men
how we
say.
are intellectually superior than y'all.
This is this is
Tell
what
us
this
how
is
we can
what
keep
men
playing
this is
y'all.
what men always say. Men always say, "Don't make me pay for what the last man did for you, did to you.
Okay.
I'm not the last man. He
Right.
did that, not me." But
Right,
then
right.
the patterns are the same.
So,
I'm
but let me
calling
ask
it
you this.
out. Hold on. I had a man tell me I called out a pattern
Oh,
that
you
he
don't
was
like to
that
make it
he was
so
doing. It was
personal.
just a simple pattern. It was a simple pattern. I
Right.
called him on the pattern and I said, "Hey, I got to hold you accountable for this because I've seen this in the past and this is not something that I want to participate with. If this is what you're going to be doing, we're not going to entertain dating each other." You know what he told me?
It
Well,
doesn't
you
matter.
can't. This is some
It
bullshit.
actually
That's
doesn't
what the
matter.
last
But
nigga
why?
done.
But
That's
why
what the
does it
last
matter?
dude did. That's
But
what
why does it
people say.
matter? I thought you
It don't
already
now because I
resolved.
don't deal with him. It
All
don't
right,
now
then.
because
So
I
what we
don't
talking
deal with
about?
him.
Okay.
But
So
I'm
what
just
we?
saying it's the
So why does it matter what he
behavior.
say? Because you don't listen to men anyway. So why
Who?
you? No, I'm
All
saying
women
women.
listen to men.
Boy,
All women listen to men.
so now you pick and choose y'all
Right?
listen. Y'all be all over
We
the place.
do.
One
We
day
may
y'all
not.
listen to
We
men.
may not.
Now,
We
hold on,
may
hold on.
not be. We may not fall in line to everything that
Oh
y'all
my
say if we don't feel
God.
safe or if we don't trust y'all. That don't mean we ain't listening.
Okay. Well, I
Hold on,
know
because
that.
Clean just entered the chat. What up, Clean? And
What's
Mama
up,
said men are
y'all?
Yeah.
Mama said men
You
are
good? I'm just
deceivers.
minding my
Many
mouth.
are. Swisher said, Buddy got me cracking up. This man preaching today. Y'all better listen. Hey, Pecan Brown. We were talking about a situation with a guy trying to figure out how he can split his rent with his girlfriend.
You giving me
Tell her
special
But I
mute. Tell
heard,
her mute. Or bring her. Or take her off.
Let me
Tan,
find out.
Cause we can't hear.
Uh
you
oh.
got, Tan, can
There
you
we go.
mute us?
There we go.
Okay. All right, Clean. What is your thoughts on all of this? Because this is a
Uh,
lot.
man, I think that like it's crazy because I remember when the pandemic happened, that was kind of like our first humbling in a while per se. You know what I'm saying? Like where it showed people like the ugly realities of economics. Like you gotta think, right? And Hefe probably noticed, like when I was dating, like let's say from 18 all the way up to now, right? Like I'll take like I'll like let's say when I was 28, I was dating a girl that was 25, right? And she lived in this dope condo. It was like a loft. And I was like, oh, and she had a dope little job and in sales. I was like, okay. I start dating her and I find out that she don't pay her bills. Like her mom and her dad pays all of that, right? And her money that she make from her job, she just travels and stuff
Oh,
with it or buy Chanel bags and stuff, right? So late fast forward, we start we 3 years deep into the relationship, we move in together And it was like so hard for me to teach her like economics. Like she was so sheltered and so kept that
Wow.
me asking her to do any basic adult task was like too much. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes I just be thinking like, man, women when it comes to relationships, like I think like y'all was saying earlier, the standards have gotten so high and it's become so much about materialism
Hmm.
that it's it's totally diluted the game. And
What?
now
But
that's
what
why a
part
lot
did
of
I say was materialistic though about being a provider and paying rent?
but the
Because
thing
I was
is, like
saying
in the
that it's not all
situation you
about
talking
providing.
about, they not married in that situation,
Right.
right? Like so the same way as if I made
Because so many black
200K.
women not married, because so many black women are not married, they want to eliminate that to be the standard. These
Yeah, they
standards are
want
for
the wifey
wives. They're
treatment
not for
without
girlfriends. These are
being
for
married.
wives. But because y'all, so many are not married, they trying to figure out a way to still be able to retain these privileges or whatever, these
The
responsibilities,
we
and they
we
not the
talk
wife.
about we talk about the wifey privileges.
What's up? What's
Hi,
going on, my guy?
hello.
Nice to meet you, bro.
Summer's
Ooh,
still
that's some
coming
hair. That's some
around to
hair. That's some
say
Oh
hair.
man,
yeah,
that's
he was
what's
just
up.
like you.
Got some hair
That's
on that
that's your
head.
boy.
Some hair on that head. Some hair on
I
that head.
I want to go back because we talk about wifey roles and that's wife, but y'all want us to do wifey roles when we not
No, 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 no. We
married
want
no
you to
more.
do. No, 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 no. And remember, I need y'all to remember this too. Just like I just told her. That's why I did agree with the last thing that she says. We don't care. It doesn't matter what we want. You think I care what a woman wants to a certain degree? To a
No.
certain degree, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. So it doesn't. So I'm not gonna keep saying what y'all say. Y'all want a man to do this. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and it's either she gonna take it or she not gonna take it. Now, within reason, because I do shape some of the things I do based on the desires of a woman. Right? That happens sometimes. Oh, you good? Yeah, of course. Um, I want people to remember we was more. My point. Go ahead.
Wait, Mama said, "What do you call men who fall for the same type of woman if they so smart?"
Idiot. Idiot. No, cause no, 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 no. I never made the claim that men are so smart. No, no, no. They dumb too. And guess what? I was about to call Clink Clink out too, because I was about to say, well, Clink Clink, who fault was that? He said he got with a girl that lived in the law for 3 years. He found out the parents paid all the bills, yada yada yada. And then he skipped till they moved in together, and he gave her some responsibilities, and she couldn't do them, basic
Yeah.
responsibilities. But I would have said this as a brother to him. I would have put him aside and said, "Now, what did you learn from that? You probably, I hope you learned that you probably should ask a girl questions before you get in a marriage and live with a person to see if they have the ability to do these things. Because she's shown signs, at least outwardly signs, that she don't pay for stuff. She may not have this experience. So the accountability falls back on him. I'm gonna say you the one that jumped into this relationship. You the one that moved in. So
Oh
you
yeah.
should learn in the future to prevent this. I'm going to do this in the future so that something like this may not happen. I'm not going to tell Clink Clink, you know what, Clink Clink, you're just, the honeymoon stage was so good and and y'all was having so much fun. And I'm not going to make Clink Clink the victim. I'm going to make Clink Clink accountable
No,
so it won't happen again.
that's
Right?
facts. I'll take full
I
accountability
I
for that.
understand accountability to the fullest extent. I
Right.
understand fully accountability, but that's the reason why after you see what you look around and you see the mess that you're in, accountability says get your ass out of this.
No.
Accountability
Accountability.
says stop this. It don't allow it to continue. You see what you're in, you see what it's doing to you. Get
Right.
out of it and watch out for it the next time.
No, no, no.
Accountability is not
And
gonna
what else?
say
And what else does it say
accountability
to the
ain't gonna say,
person?
well, since I'm in it, I'm gonna stay in
No,
it
no,
and
no,
this
no.
is
I
how it's
agree.
gonna
I
be.
agree. But what
No,
else
I'm
does
gonna
it
get
say
out
about
of
the
it.
person? No, no, no. But it also should tell the person I did these things wrong and certain things I did wrong and I won't do it again. It doesn't say, man, because I went through this, that now my outlook on men from here on out is gonna be X, Y, and Z. See, that's not
No,
accountability.
not my outlook on I don't have an outlook on men. I have an outlook on people in general. I have an outlook on people individually. how they act individually. What are you doing? And I'm looking at how you're moving now, period. And I need to
I
see
heard you say I'm giving
consistent.
up on dating. I
I need
heard you say I'm giving up dating. I might give up
No,
on
I didn't
dating.
say I was giving up dating. I'll never marry again. I'll date.
But wait,
I'll
hold on.
date.
Let me ask y'all
I
this.
won't marry.
Is there
Don't you date
anybody
to
in
marry?
is there anybody in this call right now that feels like the dude should have been paying more because he make more, or do we all agree that they should have been 50-50?
No.
I don't
No.
think she can afford 50-50.
Yeah.
She
That's a
can't
fair
afford
So
point.
50-50. She
she
need to
can
find
afford
another place.
50. You saying if you make 40K a year, you can't afford 1,500 a month?
No.
No.
Hell no. Hell,
Oh,
and have a car payment, insurance, lights, water, gas.
But that,
Hell
but
no.
she could
she
catch the
should live
train
by
though.
herself then.
Do you know how much $40? Do you know
40K
how
is
much
nothing.
40K
I
is a
just said
month?
to
That's not
you,
even $3,000
So
a
so
month.
Okay.
so so what? The expectation is for her to get carried through life?
No, the expectation is for her to either live beyond her means or level her career up. That's the expectation, but
Or
not.
become a wife. Or how about you do the things to become a wife?
Yeah, because if you become the wife, then you ain't
You
gotta
ain't
pay
got what? How
that.
about you do?
You
How
you
about you do
paying
what you're
that because
supposed
you
to
a
do?
Hold
You
civilian.
on,
know,
because
no,
I
no.
know a
How
lot of
don't you
wives
do?
that
How
work.
don't you do? How
I
don't you?
know
How
a lot
about
of wives that
Well,
work. I
I'm
know a
saying,
lot of
but in
wives
their
that pay
in
bills.
what
becoming a
I'm saying
wife
is
will
in their
will
situation it would be
change
different
the yeah, because nobody's.
because of the
Oh my
income
God,
disparity.
you were you becoming a wife don't mean you got don't contribute anymore. You
No,
becoming
I'm
a
just
so why
saying,
you telling
what
me
if
that
he's
they
not trying to
were?
make her a wife? What if
No,
he's
but
not trying to, and what if
why
she's
you
not trying
adding
to be
stuff
a
to the
wife?
game?
No,
We adding stuff to the game. We don't
she
know that.
wants a
Why you
life
playing
she can't
house?
afford. She
See,
wants a
this is
life
the
she
logic.
can't
Exactly. She
But
afford.
can't afford
listen,
it. So
but
she
this is
can't
the
afford it.
logic of
So
the
no,
of
don't do
women.
it.
She's saying she's reasonably asking, what if she don't want marriage? Then why is she trying to move in with a man? This is the logic of them. You want to
It's a
play
lot of
house. You
Stop it,
people.
want to do.
FA.
Uh,
Stop it,
It's
FA.
a
no, no. What
it's
I'm
a
saying
lot of
is,
people.
she just said it too. She said, "I'm dating, but I'm not looking to be married." In my
No, I
mind,
wouldn't.
I
Mm-mm.
understand. No, 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 no.
Well, she's been married
I
three
feel you.
times.
No, listen, listen. I feel you to a certain degree, but when I apply that outlook to the context of the conversation, I say, well, the purpose of dating is to be married, and this is the reason why we constantly find ourselves in these
Not,
situations
not for
because we.
it isn't though.
Well, no, well, I understand that, but it may not be for everybody. But this is the reason why I believe. But then stop asking. Well, you're not being able to pay 50-50 ain't for everybody. So go find somebody that you can go pay 50-50 for, 50-50 with.
But
That's what
she's
I'm
been,
saying. She not in
FA,
the
you
right.
heard her say she's been
She
married three times. I promise you, if you, and knock on wood, that nothing happens with your marriage,
Right,
but if you
right.
got married, divorced, and you got married again, and then divorced, you probably, I
And
have a
I know,
who's
but
been married
that
twice.
wouldn't necessarily be my story because I believe that one, I can't control somebody leaving me, right? So that's something I can't act like I can prevent, right?
let me
But what I
explain. Let me
can say is
explain.
I can marry character. I don't believe y'all. I don't believe in this. I don't believe that it's so possible with drastic character change. I don't believe in that. I believe that it happens. Obviously, it's happened before, right? But it's not. I don't believe it's common. And this idea that like you can get with somebody and everything be great, and this person completely does a 180 and turns. I don't believe that. That's not likely. That doesn't, and especially if you're studying this person
Let,
correctly
let me
and
let
not
me
focusing on having a good time. How about you really look at his character, how he treat his mom? How does he act when he's under distress? How does he act when he's stressed out at work? What does he do? Does he still show up? Does he still do these things? Because they don't just become another person. We not. That's not real. We're too
Well,
human for that to
let
be
me say this.
possible.
Let me
You know
say
what I'm
this real
saying?
quick. Let me say this real quick. My decision to never marry again is not because of how I was treated in the marriage. Because I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I did everything
Aries,
perfect in the
here you go,
marriage.
my
That's
man.
not what I'm saying. I'm not sitting here
Well,
saying
it's
that
hot.
10
Let
was
it cool off.
perfect because I'm a very petty person. So if you do something to me, you're going to pay for it in one way or the other.
See,
The
that's
reason why
that. I can see why you got
hold
divorced.
on, hold on. The reason why I won't marry again is because I've decided for myself that I'm much more content when it's just me and I don't have anybody else expecting
Right.
anything from me outside of just me being me. I don't
Yeah.
want you to
Great.
expect me to come in here and cook. I don't want you to. I want to do it on my own freedom. And now, mind you,
I don't want. I don't
I
want you to expect
hold
a
on.
man to provide either.
Right,
Yep.
hold
I
on,
That's
wonder.
hold
exactly what I was
on.
about to
But
say.
I've always been the provider. So,
I
let's
wonder
just say
why.
I've
I
always
wonder
been the
why.
woman.
Why
I've
you don't
always
date?
been the
Why
woman
can't you be?
taking
Why
care of the
couldn't you
house.
date? Then why you couldn't be with a man that could
That's
do it?
not what was offered to me. That's not what was presented to me. That's
Do
not
you
what
know why
came to
though?
me.
Do you know
It's just
why?
that because of that just wasn't what that's not I know
No,
why.
because you know
I know
why?
why.
Because you
Yeah, I
because
do
you
know
are
why.
you
Because those types of men
require
look
things.
for no, hold on. Those types of because let me tell you something. I grew up around
You
wives.
pretty enough to get a
Hold
man that
on.
got money.
Hold on. Listen.
Some money at least.
I grew up in the church, okay? I'm a whole evangelist.
What
So
that mean?
I grew up being taught to be a wife.
I
When
ain't
you
tell you
grow
that.
up in the church, you are taught to be a wife. So I
Oh,
don't
you
have a
reject those
problem.
teachings
I don't reject them. I just don't
when you
feel like
just
at
said.
this point, I don't feel like at this time in my life, what I was taught fits where I am in my life right now because of what I desire. It's not because I have
If,
anything
if,
against
if you grew
marriage.
up in the church, then you know that God's word is eternal. So it's not a matter of what place you are in your life. It's the same as yesterday and
It is for
forevermore.
me because it's about how he
Oh,
convicts
you
my
got your
soul.
own God. So it's
It's
for
no, it's
you.
about how he convicts me. No, there's nothing in the Bible that says you have to be a wife. Where does
Yes,
it
it
say that?
does. Yes, it
Where?
is.
What's the scripture? What's the scripture
and,
that says
and
a
the first,
woman has to grow
I'm
up
gonna
and
tell
get
you
a
why.
husband?
I'm gonna tell you where it says it. In Genesis, in the first chapter, in the first chapter or even the
That was
second
for
chapter. You know what I'm
Eve.
saying?
That was
No,
for Eve. That was
listen.
specifically for
No, it was
Eve.
not for Eve. So listen. It says y'all go out and be fruitful and multiply. It says go out and have children. Okay, that was a commandment to all women and men. For you to have children, you're supposed to be a wife. Okay, you're not supposed to be a baby mama. So that does require all women to get married and men and to go out and have children. That's one of the first responsibilities God tells humans to do. So you are ordered to become a wife and have children.
So you don't believe that that was just for Eve specifically?
No,
She was the only woman on the earth.
no, she
So he
So
was
wasn't.
saying that to
so wait,
every other woman that wasn't even created yet, that you have to grow up and become a wife.
so you
You,
think that we was made to
yes.
be single and
So
just
was
like
Mary Magdalene married?
Oh, well, I didn't say all women were
No, no, no,
wives.
no, no. Was Mary Magdalene
Why does that matter?
um because we're sitting here painting a picture that God's whole ordainment for women's existence is to be a wife.
Existence.
no? Hold on. Let me
No, no,
just
no,
say
no.
this.
These little feminist word games they
Let,
play.
let,
I
let,
just
let-
told that I. Oh, so did I say all a man's existence was predicated on being a husband, or did I say that? Because I said a man's responsibility is to become a husband and to reproduce as just like a woman. And then you try to twist that in me saying that only purpose a
No,
woman has is to be a wife. These
no,
women
that's what you
these word games they
said.
like to
That
play.
you okay, so you referenced the scripture
Right.
saying
You said
you
does it say
referenced hold
anywhere
on.
where you have to be a
Listen.
wife in the Bible? I
Yeah,
said
that's what I
yes.
said.
Oh, I gave you the scripture.
The Bible does not say if you are born with a vagina, if you are born with
Oh,
female
Jesus.
parts,
Right.
you are supposed to become a wife. Just like it
Yes, you
does not
is.
say,
Yes, it
hold
does say
on.
that. I just told
Okay.
you the verse that says
Fine,
that.
fine. No, that's not what it says. He
Clinton,
was talking to
Clinton,
Adam
you
and
had a
Eve.
question.
Okay. We disagree on that.
Clinton, you had a question. I thought Clinton had a question. We can't hear you,
oh no,
Clinton.
my bad. I was on mute.
Okay.
No, I was saying as far as the whole wife thing, what they were saying, and
So was he only talking to
it,
Adam when he said with two people
mo
will leave a man will leave his home and cling to one woman and two will become one flesh? Were they only
No,
talking to Adam and Eve in that
he
too?
was talking about at that point he was talking about the sanctity of marriage
So
itself.
he's talking
That a
about so
man is
he's telling
supposed to
that.
put his wife, that a man is
So
supposed to
if he's
put his
telling
wife
people,
before
if
his
he's telling them to get, hold on. So you're saying he told them to get married, but he ain't telling everybody else to get married.
not every that's not for
That is
every
foolish.
person. No,
No,
it's
that's
not.
foolish.
I don't
That's
believe that.
foolish.
And
That's
Clinton
foolish.
has yet to ask his
My
question.
bad, y'all. I'm
Clinton,
quiet. I'm
go ahead
quiet.
and
I'm a
ask your
mute.
question.
I'm a mute.
nah, I'm saying that it like as far as what y'all are saying, even if you exclude and I like the word, but I know that we live in a time where people are more selective when it comes to religion. They'll like go to it when it's beneficial, and then they won't when it don't align with their desires.
Yeah,
But
of course.
what I will say is if you look at the statistics of what the average woman makes, and you even look at the original topic at hand on this discussion, it would benefit you to become a wife because most women they do desire a lifestyle that they can't afford. And I couldn't imagine, like, if I'm walking down the street and I see a Ferrari, my mindset is, man, I gotta do what I gotta do to make enough money to get that Ferrari. I don't look at the Ferrari and be like, man, I got to get with a woman that can get me in that Ferrari. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
so it's like if you desire, if you like this lady on the thing, if you make 40K, I'm pretty sure she wants to live the life of somebody that makes more than 40K. Well, guess what? The only way to get that is to combine resources with somebody. It's the only way. And if you got the expectation that some dude is just gonna put his cape on and pay all your bills without you having to commit to him, that's a crazy outlook. That's all I'm saying.
And I also want to say this because it goes back to what I said earlier. Clean, clean. I want women to stop